Nico, what's it like for the bench guys when you know Jaime's been the spark of the bench all year? He's out. You and Pelle come in. You take over and spark the bench instead.
Yeah, I guess someone got to replace him. We for sure miss him. He's a great player, especially great scorer for us from the bench. And I guess someone from the bench will have to step up every night. And I think this team needs that second unit a lot. Whoever it is, just to give them that spark and kind of help them win.
Your first two baskets, were you attacking the basket and finishing, and that seemed to set up the threes? After that, is that kind of the way you want to play inside and then step outside a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. I rely on my three-point shot maybe a little too much sometimes, I just when I see the open space, especially when I just came in, I feel like I can attack every time, and he for sure did set a tone, and it's for sure easier to play when you can attack the rim every time. And second half, for some reason, I stopped doing it, but I'm still working on it and everything. But thanks to my teammates too and great spacing, they helped me see the open space and kind of tag those open gaps.
All season, coach and others have been waiting for the consistency. Do it and do it again and do it again. It seems like you finally found a little bit of a rhythm. Do you feel like you found that rhythm now in your consistency of play, that every night, every game, there'll be something?
You talking about team or?
You.
Yeah. I believe in myself. Like I always say, I know how good I am, and I just go out there and I want to show everybody from the team, and my team is I help this team win. I don't think it's scoring. I think just everything else and showing them that I can win and I deserve those minutes. And that's the only thing. I come here every day thinking that I got to prove something, and I think it kind of helps me look better on the court.
Over this recent stretch, you've been doing a lot of finishing on the left side of the basket. I don't know if it's teams pushing you that way or if it's you just getting to that side. What have you kind of felt with that comfort in that area?
I don't know why I go left. It makes no sense, but for some reason I usually go left when I drive. I think I can, finish with both hands, both sides. For some reason I drive more left than I'm righty, but yeah, I feel comfortable, going left. I don't know what that is and why I do it, but I just do it.
Are there times you just want to get the shot to the face done early so then you can go just put that in the column and go from there? I mean, what was it like? That looked like a little bit harder one than usual.
Yeah, but it was open hand. It was not as hard, but I tried to, but then I got another one later, so I guess not.
When you guys are going well, I know the quality competition has something to do with it, the turnovers have something to do with it, but what's the feeling? Like, when do you know, okay, we're back to being who we are and what we want to be?
It's pretty easy when you look up at the half and there's 70 points or whatever it was. But I think what we really, has become an identity is, Bam, Khalil, Wiggs, putting pressure on the boards. And if we can do that, we can push the pace and do that, people are going to get really tired of us.
How much of that has become part of the identity and what you guys want to do each game?
Yeah, it's no secret we want to play fast. Fastest way to play is get a bunch of steals and transition opportunities. So that's definitely, and we got guys like Davion and other guys that can put pressure and create those turnovers.
Obviously, Jaime has been a huge impact off the bench, and now with him out, and how important is it for you guys, like you and Nico and others, to kind of bring that energy?
Yeah, we missed him today. He's really fun to play with. He pushes the pace and has been creating a lot of good looks for us other guys. But I think mainly rebounding. He's a guy that gets kind of a lot of rebounds, so we're gonna step up on that, and then also his paint touches.
Cool. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Normal, obviously the 9 main threes, that's a career high for you, and even Spo in here saying you should have 18 attempts instead of the 12 that you had tonight. Can you just kind of talk about what was working offensively for you?
Just reading the game, honestly. I said in a post-game interview on the court, the way my shot felt, everything felt good, my release, my balance, and then it was just reading the pickup points of the defenders. Practice if they're below the three-point line, picking me up, then it's a good look for me. And after I made that first couple, things were feeling good. I just kept looking at where they were picking me up and letting it fly.
Spo was just in here saying that yesterday he almost didn't put you in the game, and today he probably thought about not playing you, but you said to trust you and because you know your body. How important are these moments where you could show them that you do know your body and they could trust you with those type of decisions?
Yeah, I think it's really important. You know, this is my first time being here for the season, so there's still a learning process and not saying how to coach me, but just like what I'm able to do, like what I'm about, what I'm bringing, my mentality and my approach. So just let them know after the game today, like I'm always gonna try to go. I said it in the post-game interview yesterday as well. Like if it's something that is going to prevent me to be able to go out there and play the way I want to play and help the team win, then I'm going to listen to my body and give the time that it needs to rest. But if not, I'm going to play through all the nicks, bruises, and pains. Because like I said, like I don't want to take this game for granted. I pour so much into it that I want to go out there and showcase all my hard work and help teams get a win. So it's a learning process, but I think starting to understand that like I'm not somebody that's going to take a day off just to take a day off or just rest because I have something minor that I feel like I can still play through.
Norm, I believe you said before the season that one of your goals was to be an all-star this year. Do you believe that you've made the case so far?
I think so. I think I definitely have made the case. I've learned last year, not to get caught up in whether I make it or not. I want to make it. I think I deserve to make it. My peers around the league, after games and things like that, are telling me that I'm an all-star and that I should be there. So hopefully it happens for me this year. But for me, the goal is to go out there and win and showcase all my hard work and leave it up to the fans, the coaches that makes those decisions. I don't know how much the media has in it. I know the voting has changed over the years, but my case is to go out there and help them win. And from doing that, if outside people believe I should make it, I'll be there. But I do believe that I am an all-star. I've always seen myself as that, and something that I've always wanted to work towards in my career.
How crucial is a win like this for the team, especially heading on this 4-game road trip where on Tuesday you're facing Minnesota from the other night?
Really crucial. I told them and Spo and the rest of the coaching staff and even the guys in the locker room knew that this is a must-win for us. Especially losing the front end of a back-to-back. We definitely had to come out and set the tone and get this win just to prepare us and get us ready for this road trip. We want to do some damage on this road trip and pick up these wins, and it's going to be big for us. So I thought it was a good starting point for us to go on the road feeling good about ourselves and how we need to play collectively on both sides of the ball. But yeah, this road trip is going to be really big for us to come out and get some wins.
With you keep leaning into the rip-throughs and getting fouled on jumpers, just do you see that getting to a point where maybe it's hitting scouting reports where guys are guarding you differently, where maybe they don't reach before you're kind of firing into a jumper? I guess, how do you see that evolving?
Yeah, I think, for the last maybe like 4 or 5 seasons, I hear at the course of the games, hands back when I do pick up those fouls, like I'm searching for it. So I definitely know they're talking about it. And we talk about it too when opposing teams do that. Opposing players have that move as well. So it is definitely something that, they're trying to scout. But I think a lot of the times, like the game's moving so fast and like they're playing so aggressive and like trying to take me out of my easy looks. So, I can still pick some up here and there. Just reading the defense and how they're closing out to me, how they're guarding me, and how aggressive they are. So it's a really tough move to guard. But, I think you see around the league, everybody's getting that into their arsenal.
Frank, yeah.
Coach, obviously 39 points for the Pelicans in the first quarter. What did you like about that defensive activity kind of going on starting in that second quarter?
Well, it started the second unit for a 4-minute stretch was terrific with their multiple efforts and kind of changed the energy of the game. And then the last 3 minutes of the half when the starters came back in, really handled it appropriately. Making a bunch of efforts. Bam was sensational defensively. D. Mitch was all over the place. I think I had Pelle in during that time too, and Pelle he's the human bruise, with all of his activity, and that just carried over to the second half. So before that, I wasn't thrilled with our defense. I mean, there was a couple of explosions there, but I loved the offense. You know, the ball was really moving. I thought guys were sharing the ball. It was a fun half offensively, but the defense was much better in the second half.
After tonight, you're probably at or right at the league lead in turnovers forced over the last 10 games or so. How much of that is the teams you've been playing? How much of it do you see as meaningful change in activity levels?
It's probably a little bit of both. You know, both things are probably true on that, but that is and has to be our identity. You know, we have to play with a recklessness and activity level that exceeds our opponent. And that's not to put down our talent level or anything like that. It's more about we look different when, you know, we're flying around and making plays and making it tough, you know, for the opponent. You know, we're not a toe-to-toe team, you know, per se, but we can get teams uncomfortable if everybody's committed to those kind of efforts. What do you think about that, Pelle?
I'm not going to say anything.
You talk about guys being ignitable. Norm tonight with 9 threes.
Yeah.
How much of that was just kind of on display, and just the 12 3-point attempts too?
Yeah.
How much did you kind of like that?
Shoot,
Get
on a
him up?
night like this, he should have had 18 attempts, right? But what's funny about that is, you know, as we're getting to know him, what jerseys are you guys wearing? They're front runners. They were wearing their Mitchell jerseys.
I was wearing a Mitchell jersey.
Yeah, okay, and they changed to Powell jerseys. You know, I almost didn't put him back in the game yesterday, you know, and then, you know, probably wouldn't even think about playing him tonight, but he looked me dead in the eye and said, you can trust me. So he's earning some trust there, you know, from him knowing his body better than anybody else. But I thought his activity level was really good tonight. I don't know how many deflections he had, but, you know, whenever it seemed like they had an advantage or something, he was popping the ball loose, you know, and he just had a great knack for that tonight, in which we need that, you know, from everybody. All right.
With Myron getting.
Brady, you got this one for Dante?
Yeah, if you can answer. What are your thoughts on Myron? Just kind of getting into the rotation and kind of the energy that he's brought us. What have you liked, I guess, from that?
I like Myron's energy. He's growing on me. He's growing on the staff, the players in the locker room. I love his personality. It's always alive in the locker room when he's around, and it's from a pure place. He's a high energy guy. He's a likable guy. He works his tail off. But you get to this point in the season in January too. You need guys like that are just electric with their energy. The details and all that stuff. He's getting better. You know, we're hammering home all the discipline and the details. He's coachable. You know, so I've been encouraged the last 2 nights, even the minutes he had at the end of the game last night.
Erik, Nico had a couple of drives to the basket right when he came in, and that seemed to set up the three.
Yeah.
After that, is that the aggressiveness that you want him to play with?
Yeah.
I think that says it, right? Yeah, I agree, too. I agree with that. Yes, he is one of these multi-skilled players, so that it's always a fine dance because you can't predetermine.
Yeah.
You can't. But I think Nico's at his best when he's aggressive and touching the paint, you know, dropping his shoulder, and then, you know, yes, he's a very good shooter, particularly on driving kicks. But also you can't predetermine. So that's part of his growth too. The next opponent might be a little bit different, but he's gaining more confidence with that. Also, as he's getting healthier, I think his drives and attacks are a little bit more of the better call.